Okay, let me make sure I'm online. Okay. Hello, I'm Alex from AP Ink. Today, yeah, sorry. So today I'm going to be picking up where I left off last time. So last time I had created these images in the lead up to St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to draw a leprechaun, but I had run out of time, and I don't think that would have been an adequate space to draw this. So we've got this bigger piece. I think we're gonna do portrait for this. So with those sketches, I had used a dark green colored pencil, and I'm going to use that today. I've got some more supplies off to the side. This is a piece of sketchbook paper. So this probably isn't necessary, but I'm going to give you these references and then this illustration of a leprechaun. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this kind of chibi. I'm not gonna be copying the second reference there. Just that's what I'm kind of going for, the theme of what I'm going for. I meant to look up from last time what kind of pants these are called that come just below the knees. I think that's kind of the wrong position to have the foot. He looks, I think they call it pigeon-toed when your toes kind of point in towards each other. So maybe to have this foot aimed more at the camera or the viewer. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, already putting the shoe in. I don't know why I'm making him kind of pudgy, I guess. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He's just looking a little bit like a chicken. So, at least in the reference here, clearly he's got a vest on, but he's got like a buckle in front of his vest, which it's almost like somehow the artist has combined a vest with a belt. The kind of double buttoned vest, though, I've got no idea about fashion, let alone men's fashion, but that's almost like a period kind of vest. Maybe this kind of double buttoned vest still exists. I think the kind of coat he's wearing is called tails, or is it a coat and tails? I'm tempted to look up a reference of that just to see how the waist part sits, because I mean it in the reference it looks like there's no difference between like the front and the tails, which I don't think that's how this kind of coat works in real life. Let me do that really quick. Look up a reference. See if I can actually figure out if it's a tails or coat and tails. I think it's coat and tails, but I'm not sure. Let me look up coat and tails first. Because I think if I just looked up tails, I would just get like animal tails. Okay. Yeah. This is like a tuxedo kind of jacket, I think. So, okay. Here, you can see the front kind of tapers around to the back, where this one is hard to see if there are tails in the back. That's kind of hard to see too, but you can see how the front cuts. Okay, this is a good one. So you can see how the front cuts and then wraps around to the back. Which I like that more than what I was trying to do here. But here I can actually see that, hopefully you can see this. There are two sets of 3 buttons, so there's 3 buttons on both sides. Where exactly I should have... Okay, this is more like a V kind of cut, and I was trying to give it a round cut. I think, I don't know, to raise this side so that there is a bit more of a difference between the coat and his leg, so it's not like kind of boxy. If this one, instead of being able to see both sides for where the front of the coat is cut, if here it should actually come around and like go behind him. Maybe like that. Give a bit more of a shape, even if slight, to how the front of this coat hangs here. Okay, it's called a tailcoat, not a coat and tails. And at least for what I can see, for whatever difference it probably doesn't make, I don't see any kind of pocket, like a chest pocket that most men's jackets have. At least I don't think it does. If it does, I can't make it out clearly. To have his arms come straight down, I was just saving that picture. I don't know if if I don't have his arms down by his sides, I don't know how else to do them, so we're just gonna have his arms by his sides. I think I need to bring the cut in his lapel down on this side. Maybe just a little bit, because they should kind of meet. I think I need to bring this side of his jacket in I've got him kind of at a 3/4 view, so you'd be able to see a bit more um a bit more um the curvature of his chest, torso. And I think I need to bring this leg in a bit more. How his legs still kind of look like chicken legs to me. Feel like I need to bring this back, trim it up just a bit more. Okay, he's got more like, I'm not sure what these kind of shoes are called. To me, they're reminiscent of what maybe the pilgrims wore. I was giving mine a bit more of like a short boot. Okay, I did save that reference. Okay, I just wanted to go back to the tailcoat reference to see what he was wearing. It looks like a dress shirt and a cummerbund, I think they call it, that cinches goes around the waist as opposed to like a vest. Because I wanted to see. I know some vests have kind of like collars too, the same as like a dress jacket would have. See, I would give him a bow, like the reference has. But I'm thinking if I give him a beard, which I'm thinking of doing, his beard would potentially hide some of the bow. How to position his arms is still a question. I don't know if the problem is that I just need to bring the legs closer together. I left so much room up here because I do plan on giving him this top hat style hat. And I wanted to make sure I didn't run out of room. I think they call this style of beard um a chin strap, or it almost looks like really long mutton chops. But I think I'm gonna go with a different kind of beard. I think maybe something a bit more like this. So the bushy kind of beard and the um I think it's called a handlebar mustache. So I'm not gonna give him too much in the way of facial features, but if the nose is about here, um, the if you put it down to its simple shape, I don't know why I have such a hard time with English. If if you boil it down to simple shapes, um, the mustache could be kind of a teardrop shape. I have very limited experience drawing men's facial hair, so I'm, I'm trying here. So just to pull it down beyond where I put the jaw line, and then just to kind of carve out where his mouth would be. Okay, so this doesn't really have anything to do with this project. But if I refer to another attempt at a beard mustache combo that I tried, my attempt at Dr. War from Doctor Who. So you can kind of see the attempted shape that I gave him from the side. Without actually giving him a mouth. But that the beard would come up to kind of meet the mustache. But that I think you'd be able to see a space between this half of the mustache and beard. So maybe you'd be able to see some of his skin. But that you might be able to see some of the bow here. Just ever so slightly peeking out from underneath his beard. And then I think to give him his hat, and then to figure out some kind of hair peeking out from underneath his hat. To go back to the reference I have of this kind of hat. So here, I think the diameter of the head part of the hat is the same from the base to the tip, whereas here it kind of looks like it flares out towards the top. That could be an artistic choice. It could also be kind of the angle. If at this angle, I need to pull this out more, I think. I think at this angle you wouldn't really be able to see the top of the hat. So we'll take away the curvature that I was giving the top of the hat. And then to put in the ribbon on the hat. If the ribbon should actually come straight across. I think I need to bring it up here instead of bringing this side down. I need to bring this side of the ribbon up more. I don't know, I'm thinking some kind of curly hair, maybe. But I think this beard might come up more like that, maybe. See, the reference I pulled for the beard and mustache, he's, I think, clean shaven. So essentially bald. If I can find the reference. I thought I saved it. Nope, I didn't save it. But I think I'll buckle the same as the reference on the ribbon. I'm tempted to look at that reference again, see if I can still find it. Just for how his beard kind of goes up into his hairline. Okay, he's not clean shaven, but maybe I should try to find a reference where the beard and the hair actually connect. See, this is the problem with AI. I don't know if this is real. So it kind of tapers in, I think. So I might be going a bit too wide here. I mean, I am going more cartoony, but to have some semblance of reality. I don't know, it probably doesn't matter, but okay. I don't know, maybe that's good enough for the beard. I need to finish the body. think on some of the references I saw, the tails maybe come to the knees. Maybe to bring this arm forward to kind of grab his jacket. I want to see how the fabric folds. When somebody bends their elbow wearing this kind of coat. Okay, so not ex okay, this is a tails coat. So you can see how the fabric kind of overlaps here and wrinkles. minor detail that I probably could have made up on my own, but sometimes I struggle a bit more than I want to say more than I really should, but sometimes things are just harder than they need to be. So one arm up, bent, and the other one down. If that should be it, or if I should incorporate any other St. Patrick's Day um icons, I guess. Like a pot of gold, a rainbow. I have already drawn them though, and I kinda and this took me longer than I anticipated. So if I want to I was gonna say if I want to ink this, I should get into that, but seeing the time, if I started that, I would be rushing, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave this here. If you'd like to see this finished, please make sure you're following me and that your notifications are turned on so that you're notified for the next time I go live. But other than that, thank you to anybody who took the time to join me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.